We're live, Frankie.
Hey, I was waiting for the countdown.
I know. No Mikey,
Boy.
no countdown.
No Mikey, no countdown. Jesus.
Mikey does a lot, Frank.
Well, hopefully we get people to actually join in. This is kind of um, I mean, Mikey's been very sick. I don't know what the fuck he ate, but he's not obviously not here. And puking and diarrhea. I mean, that's it's coming out both ends. That's kind of what's happening to the fucking Mets lately.
So, do you want to start by recapping a little bit on your trip, but maybe save some of it for when?
Yeah, I'll save some of it for when Mikey is available next week. Of course, Mikey tried to send me that fucking Demons shirt. And she said, "Oh, it was coming. It was coming. It was coming." Mark Grove is probably right. It is seafood. That's why I hate fucking fish. And the only fish I eat has a it comes in a yellow box with a fisherman on it. So anyway,
The shirt.
yeah, the shirt. He said it's coming today. It's coming today. It's coming today. I said I checked the mail. It's not here. And then last night he texted me, "Fuck New Jersey. The unexpected delay will arrive by August 10th."
So you got 2 more days.
I mean,
Well, you have to wear it with him on the show. So,
yes.
So how was the trip? You had a good flight out.
United. What the fuck are you doing? I'm hearing right now that they're having like issues and they're a ground stop because everything's fucked up over there. That some glitch in their computer.
It's like the whole system is shutting down, right?
Yeah.
Thank God it wasn't that day. You simply had a weather delay.
No, it wasn't a weather delay. It was a weather cancellation.
Okay, sorry, a weather cancellation, which you treated as if the airport was under attack from aliens.
Weather delay wouldn't have bothered me. If I could have, I would have hated missing getting there late Thursday, but hey, that would have happened. It was a thunderstorm. A weather delay of 2, 3, 4 hours. Okay, I get out of there. That happens. To fucking cancel the plane and have some asshole not get behind a computer monitor because they don't have live customer service at one of the busiest airports in the goddamn motherfucking world. They had this guy holding up a card. He wasn't even handing out, just holding up the card. They just scan the QR code. Scan the QR code. And then, of course, it didn't scan for my phone because my phone doesn't do QR codes that well. You probably need an Apple phone. I am tired of hearing the word Apple phone.
You did have a couple customer service reps in myself and Mikey Betts. So what happened?
So I'm panicking. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to call United, and I'm on hold. Average wait time 2 hours. Meanwhile, this guy's got this card. That's basically talk to the hand. I'm not going to help you. Talk to the hand.
That's what you said to me on the phone. You said you asked someone for help, and they did the talk to the hand, but with a QR code. You had a good chunk of people in the New York office belly laugh at that one.
I mean, seriously. Then you arranged for Joe Sauce, and it's too bad we couldn't get Joe Sauce to join. We should have thought about that.
We could next time. Please stop hitting yourself. But big shout out to Joe.
Yes.
Because I reached out to him. We've maybe interacted on Twitter, but we've never really known each other personally. And he was so willing to jump right in and help. And
the relay to get me to do that interview in Chicago last week. where Joe drove me to Toledo, and boy, let me tell you, I'd say the last 50 miles, white knuckles, because you could tell he was dead. You could tell how tired he was.
Were you ever considering of cutting him off to save your lives and tell Mikey you couldn't get all the way to Toledo?
No, it was just that it was just you could just tell how tired he was.
Yeah, willing to die. Got it.
It
So then,
was it was in well, I wasn't even in my best of mind. I was like barely awake.
and then Mikey got to Toledo before you, right? So he was
Yes.
sitting in the parking lot somewhere sleeping.
Uh, uh Actually, he got a hotel room.
And what time did you finally get handed off like the president?
Uh, just a little after 3 a.m.
So go on.
Then we went to Chicago, and I got to do that show. But let me tell you something. There was also a side note. Once we decided for the handoff, um, I was going to leave my flight. So that means I would have tried to get my bag back from baggage claim.
Frank always checks a bag, even if it's a 2-day trip.
So I went downstairs. The line was extremely long, like 50 minutes online. Meanwhile, someone's coming out, literally walking with an Easter basket. I don't know have you seen the picture?
Yeah, you sent it to me like 12 times, and you sent it to every group chat that you have me in, which is like another 12. So I think I got like 24 of them.
But would you say that it was definitely an Easter basket? It's got Easter eggs on it.
It was strange.
Handing out QR codes and forms to fill out if your bag is lost. I mean, United's customer service is non-existent.
So that was a good note. So you were going pretty apocalyptic about your bag.
So finally, I get to ask the bag if they could get the bag. Goes. It's going to take 3 to 6 hours. And considering how time crunch we were to get to Chicago, I had to let the bag fly with the flight they put me on, and they wouldn't get me off it. They wouldn't even find me another flight. I had to go on a flight the next day with a layover in Cleveland, which is outrageous. You should never have to have a layover when you fly from New York to Chicago. Never. These are two hubs. Why am I having a layover in fucking Cleveland? And why is that the only goddamn motherfucking flight that's available?
Well, luckily, Joe Sauce drove you. Mikey Betts drove out in the
Yeah.
middle of Ohio, met him.
We'll probably tear apart United again next week when we have Mikey on, and maybe Joe Sauce if he can get him. And trying to get my bag the next day was also an adventure. Like nobody picks up the phone, no voicemail. I eventually was finally I got onto the text service. United's Twitter account told me to call that, and finally, they tracked my bag. It's in Cleveland, so they sent it on to Chicago, and it was sitting with not even behind a guard. It was sitting with a bicycle chain attached to a rack at 10 p.m. at O'Hare Airport.
So the most important thing is you got your bag back, and Mikey Betts zoomed you into Chicago, and you did a local Fox News shout out, Fox 32, right? That's what they're Fox 32 interview.
Good day, Chicago. Good day, Chicago.
And I know you were in a rancid mood heading into the interview, and you were in a rancid mood after the interview because you didn't know if you were getting your bag yet. But you really turned it on for the interview and did quite a good job. What was that like for you?
That was all right. Trying to get the name out there, getting more people to watch Frank Walks, and that's what I did. And I actually had a couple of people on Friday recognize me at the convention from Fox. Yeah, I saw you on the news this morning.
That's funny. I like that. They did a great job. I really appreciate them having you on, and I think that was a really nice segment. I think it was more than you promoting the show, Frank. I think you gave a really nice message to people out there that are struggling and overweight, and the fact if you can do it, anybody can do it.
I
That's
mean,
the takeaway.
that fucking delayed flight just, and then you got the Mets the way they're playing too, which is like.
I got too positive for a second. Got to make sure we pivot there like Hakeem.
Meanwhile, my elevators still don't work at my fucking building. My car is still not fucking done. It's now.
Do the list of things you. How about let's get a off the rip list of things you're grateful for.
Barstool, Frank Walks, you and Mikey.
Oh, that's nice. There you go. Paid chat. Thank you, guys.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, we did our stream for the week yesterday, guys. Let my weekend have some peace. Okay, so what else, Frank? So any other grievances in your personal life? Your elevator only works if it stops at your floor and you happen to be on your floor. Your car, you're still waiting to get repaired.
And I can't use a rental car after Tuesday. So Tuesday I have to get back to rental car.
Well, your car's at the dealership, right?
And it's at the mechanic the dealership sent it to.
But does the dealership pay for the rental?
Geico's paying for the rental.
What a disaster. There are too many parties involved in, as you said, quote unquote, a minor fender bender.
It really is. There was no structural damage.
And you sent it to the hospital.
The problem is I sent it to. I should never have taken it to a dealer. I should have taken it to a real mechanic. Like there's a place in Lyndhurst. I think I should have sent it to.
No, lesson learned. But your car's.
I mean, well, I didn't grow up around cars. My parents didn't have cars, so I don't know how to do this fucking shit. Everyone else knows how to fucking do this shit because they fucking know what they're doing. They fucking do things like this. They actually have life experiences. I didn't have any life experiences until I was fucking 40.
Okay, but we're gonna get the car back, so it's not the end of the world. So why don't we get into what you just love to talk about, which is your New York Mets. I was listening to Pardon My Take this morning. They were even referencing how they're kind of spiraling and how the Brewers never lose.
Yeah, they're gonna get fucking swept this weekend. There's no doubt about it. It's what's happened to the Mets is just a shocking thing. Last year, this team overachieved. They had grit. They had determination. If they fell behind, they'd never stop fighting. This year, they fall behind, they roll over. You know, the Mets are the only team in baseball this year that has not won a game which they trailed after 8 innings. Do you know who there was one team that did that last year? You know who that team was?
Oh,
the White Sox. They have not won a game this year where they have trailed after 8 innings. The Mets have not had a walk-off win since May.
Now, Memes on Pardon My Take is also a Mets fan. He actually said exactly what you've been yelling every day, that the hitting coach has to go.
They don't make adjustments. Yeah, you were watching there, and I actually pointed out you thought I was silly for complaining about it. And it was the home run by David Fry. And I said, and and it was an 0-2 count. And with an 0-2 count, he fouled off 3 pitches by changing his swing. After fouling all 3 pitches, he got one to hit and hit a home run.
Some of the worst luck I've ever had. Because Frank complains all the time during random plays. So it was a foul ball. And I'm just like, Frank, it's a foul ball. And then the next pitch, he goes yard, just as like a.
But and I'm not really complaining about him.
My face. That was the worst.
I'm not really complaining about the foul ball. I'm complaining that the Mets don't.
Yeah, no. I understand. I'm saying that you actually had your point proven in real time, and it was a disaster for me.
On Tuesday night, Tyler Williams, the Submariner the Mets have.
For anyone that doesn't speak Fleming, a Submariner is a submarine pitcher.
Submariner.
Not everyone speaks your dialect.
Tyler Rogers, I should say. The Submariner. When the Mets faced the Giants, when he sold the Giants, he came in with runners in second and third. Of course, you know how bad the Mets are. Runners in second and third, nobody out. And he made 3 Met batters look silly. The heart of the order, in fact. They made them look silly. Tyler Rogers came in to a 2-2 game Tuesday night in the 7th inning. Got the first 2 outs. The next 3 Indian Guardians got hits. One hit was a bloop over the head of Beatty at third. The next hit was a dead duck that just got over the head glove of Alonso. The next hit was a slow roller right up the middle that Lindor couldn't get to. Guardians take the lead, win the game. This basically the Mets, the last 5 innings of Tuesday's game, didn't hit the ball out of the infield. And then they almost get no hit the next day. Every pitcher knows how to pitch the Mets, and they don't. They don't adjust. They don't adjust.
Do you actually see it? Are you that tuned into the way they're standing, where their hands are on the bat, or are you just basing that off of results? Like, will you actually notice if Juan Soto moves up or back in the box or changes his stance in any way?
You can see how they change their swing. They don't shorten up. McNeil does it occasionally.
Okay. I want to keep my eye out for that.
McNeil does it occasionally. Nimmo used to always do it. Now he's struck out in 16 of his last 20 at bats. Do you realize since July 10th?
Shout out to Bernard. It's his birthday.
Was that?
No, then one of my buddies. That's his birthday.
Since July 10th, Alonso, Soto, Nimmo, and Lindor are all batting well under 200. They're batting like Alonso's got a 143 batting average since July 10th. Soto is 167 since July 10th. Lindor is 189 since July 10th. Nimmo is 194 since July 10th. Then you got people like Tyrone Taylor, who even though they got Cedric Mullins, he's been a disaster. 1 for 15 so far. Tyrone Taylor has 2 hits since May. Torrens, when he plays, the best hitter the Mets have had the last 2-3 weeks has been Alvarez. Now he's starting to slump again. When Alvarez got fixed? He went down to the minors, and the hitting coach down there, whoever that fuck it is, had him hitting home runs. He's come back here. He had a couple of home runs. He had one home run his first early, and then Eric Chavez re-corrected his swing, and now he's back to what he was sucking before.
Were you rooting for a no-hitter by the end of that game to kind of force Chavez to get fired? It seemed like you looked legit bummed when Soto hit that solo.
I kind of was, because at a certain point, the team needs a wake-up moment, and I don't think you got it, because look how happy they were, posing for pitchers and acting like they tied the game.
Are you on the internet right now, Frank? Seriously?
No, I'm actually reading the chat.
Oh, okay. So I have a question. One thing that you're clearly doing is taking every loss harder than anyone probably in the Mets organization or even the world, much less. If you expect them to continue to lose, is your plan to just be completely miserable the whole rest of the season?
They've ruined the season. Well, I don't have a football season to look forward to. The Devils are going to suck.
What about the other things in your life that are much more important than sports teams? Why don't you ever have more focus on that?
Because I need the Mets to win, and they've ruined my season.
I think we really need to do a deep dive on that, Frankie. Not necessarily right now, but it's insane to take for granted all the great things going on in your life based on something completely out of your control. Not to mention it's a freaking sports team, man. Like, you're coming in the morning every morning like you ran over your dog on the way in.
But it's depressing.
I mean, I
had high expectations and hope, and there's no hope. The Mets are never going to be good again. It's over. Last year was a total fluke. It was lightning in a bottle, and they're back to being permanent underachievers.
Sometimes I try to talk through this stuff with you, as you know, Frank, in our hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of walks together. But it's it's a unstoppable force. I don't know how to get you to see that you're doing so well in life that this should not be the most important thing to you. You can love the Mets, you can get motherfucking mad at them, but for it to be all consuming and then to make it all consuming for everyone around you.
And not only this week is so bad that they're actually going to have Paul Trashburn come out this weekend, and Frankie Montas arrival singles when this whole season fell apart. Mountainous S. He is.
Well, how's the Dolphins training camp going?
That'd be like walking up to the captain on August 14th about 12 around 12 about 2 or 3 a.m. or August 15th 3 a.m. 1912 and asking the good old captain of the RMS Titanic, how's the trip going?
Great reference.
I mean, that's how good Dolphin training camp is going.
You think McDaniel makes it through the season?
Oh no, I don't think he makes it through the season.
I'm reading a lot more. It seems like he has a kind of a negative reputation amongst the NFL, but I don't know. Like, I could be misreading that. I feel like I'm just hearing more and more people shit on him more casually.
He is a offensive coordinator who is able to come up with offensive schemes, but apparently he is not a good coach. It's and that press conference the other day. Good morning, people. Oh, it's a great morning. Why is it so great? Well, we're one day closer to death.
Sounds like you in the morning.
I mean, what's going on? Dolphins have came in training camp with issues with the offensive line and the defense and the secondary. Uh, Kato Kohu, they've already had massive injuries. Like they haven't even played a fucking game yet, and they've had season-ending injuries. You haven't even played a fucking game yet, and they have fucking injuries. I mean, season-ending injuries to the secondary and offensive line. They right now do not have a cornerback. The offensive line and Austin Jackson or Austin in action Jackson already hurt. The injuries are just fucking mounting. And Tua Tagovailoa.
I don't really know I'm not good at pronouncing complicated last names, so like I laugh at you, but if I tried to do it, I probably wouldn't even do better.
Well, that's just
Or is
his
that a joke?
official name now.
Oh, it's a joke. Sorry, it went over my head. Say it again.
Tua Tagovailoa. Jenks, you didn't see the clip?
Nah.
Tua's on Donald Trump's sports council.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
And he butchered his name.
Correct.
And that's how he actually said it. Tua.
Again, I wouldn't even make fun of him for that because I'm not that good at pronouncing tough names. I have a tough time with.
It's Tua Tagovailoa, and I think that's Tagovailoa or something like that. But it's a hard name. That's why everyone just says Tua. It's a disaster. And you know, the thing about Tua is he's a mediocre quarterback. If given the weapons and given protection, he could almost disguise himself and look like a great quarterback. But if you take away his protection, he becomes a vulnerable quarterback. And his vulnerability is that he's very injury prone. That he's had 5 concussions, he has a bad hip, and he's probably one hit away from being out of the league.
Yeah, and I think one thing with concussions is I think there is some really bad luck involved too, and I think he's done his best to be really tough. Where like even when he has guaranteed money, he tries to come back and play. My thing with it, I worry about him as a human being. I hope he doesn't get. The last thing I ever want to see is somebody like that get hit really hard in the head, and then he's never the same.
I mean,
so yeah, I don't. I just
and the concern is
maybe he could have been a great quarterback if none of those concussions happened. Because we've seen
or a
those
hip injury.
He's had those stretches where like he was deadly accurate. He definitely has great skill, but yeah.
Or the hip injury.
So the Dolphins are fucked. How about the Devils?
They've made no improvement this offseason. They have to. Luke Hughes is a restricted free agent. They haven't worked out a long-term deal with him yet. Their GM went on vacation and he's on a cruise around Antarctica, where there's no. He's hanging out and camping with the penguins.
I don't think people are allowed to really go very far into Antarctica, Frank. I think there's some stuff going on down there.
No, he didn't go all the way into Antarctica, but he's cruising around.
What they call a trip all the way to the bottom of Antarctica?
What?
You know what they call a trip all the way to the bottom of Antarctica?
What do they call that?
One-way trip.
It's
not kidding. Look it up.
But yeah, he's hanging out with the penguins down there.
That's cool.
He's actually trying to learn how to speak penguin.
Can you speak penguin? I just see you being goofy again, Frank. You have been so dark for like 7 days. I think you finally got some sleep. I know yesterday you had a medical thing and you couldn't eat for a day. So are you starting to feel a little better?
No,
Oh,
I got to
God.
watch Frankie Montas pitch.
You do understand I am no longer responding no matter how many times you text, and you really should just respect my wishes and not do it at all. But any Mets texts outside of work hours or calls are not accepted.
But they're going to you
Send it
and
to you
Mikey.
privately. I'm going to say it publicly. I'm not dealing with it, and you should just use Twitter.
They're going to
You're
you and
basically
Mikey.
tweeting at me and Mikey, Frank. You're tweeting at us in a group chat, and when we say things in response, you don't even show us the decency to directly respond. So just know that. I'm not dead if I don't respond. I'm just not responding to Mets.
All right, so I do the standings board update.
Yep, you're gonna have to do no music, no Mikey, no music, no Mikey, no intro, no Mikey, no graphic with the agenda.
Well, we're a half show today. Half show is better than no show. All right, first we're going to start off with the American League, where the Yankees have their own fucking problems. Are now in third place, followed by the Rays and the Orioles. The Red Sox have been really playing good baseball and are in a strong playoff position. Out in the Central, we got the Tigers, the Guardians, who are coming out of nowhere. The Tigers once had a 16-game lead. Now that league is down to 6 games, followed by the Royals, the Twins, and the White
We
Sox.
can hardly see the board. I mean, come on, Frank.
Come on, I can't look at the camera and look at the board. Then we got Houston, followed by Seattle, who's going to run a train on the Mets next weekend. And then we got the Texas and the Athletics. That's the American League standings.
Sorry, did you just say someone's gonna run train on the Mets?
Yeah, well, the first it's going to be the Brewers. Actually, first it was the Giants. Then it was first it was the Padres. Then it was the Giants. Then it was the Guardians. Now it's going to be the Brewers. Then it's going to be the Braves, and then it's going to be the Mariners. I predict the Mets are not going to win. I predict the Mets are not going to win more than 2 games in the next 2 weeks. All right, here we go. We got the East, where the Mets have left first place for a final time. They'll be now in second with the Marlins fastly closing. The Braves are now back on the Mets' heels too. The Nationals, probably the Nationals will probably pass the Mets too. The Mets are going to be dead last before you know it. In the Central, the Brewers are dominating with a 4-game lead over the Cubs, about to outscore the Mets by at least 30 runs this weekend. Followed by the Reds, the Cardinals, and the Pirates, especially when Frankie Montas pitches. And no change in the National League West. And there's your standings.
So you obviously don't think the Mets are going to make the playoffs. How do you think the 2 New York baseball teams end up this year? Who ends up worse, Mets or Yankees? Because they seem like they're really struggling as well.
The Mets, because they're probably going to lose a lot of people, and Dick Lovelady is going to be their starting. He's going to be their closer next year.
Why are you talking about next year? I'm saying, so the Mets are going to do worse this season?
Yeah, I think the Mets are going to end up under 500.
And do you think either team makes the playoffs?
No. No. Absolute fucking disaster.
If the Mets, and I know you're going to probably find a way not to answer the question, but if the Mets were to turn the season around, what do you think it would be that would cause that?
Firing the hitting coach.
So if they were to fire the hitting coach, would you feel a little hope again?
I feel maybe that there's accountability, and maybe the players can maybe look at themselves in the mirror. But I look at a Met team that has no pride, no heart, no balls, no grit, and it looks like they don't give one in single solitary minor, even close to a fuck. They keep playing that annoying fucking song.
I'll never understand the obsession. I think you have a flow of fixating on things, and typically in any stretch of time, you'll have the song you hate, and that song will change over time. But this one has been. This makes When You Hated Brightside seem like it was nothing. I mean, this is such an intense, burning hate.
The song was played when Jack Hughes left with his shoulder injury.
Can the Mets get Iglesias back and start?
No, he's on the Padres, and the Padres are a playoff team.
How's he doing?
I mean, having a good year. What do you expect? He always has a good year.
Well, okay, fair, definitely fair.
That guy had balls. That guy had spirit. That guy had energy. Now the Mets have Tyrone Taylor. They have Juan Soto, who is busy, who's too busy counting his fucking money to even give a fuck.
So the Mets are not going to make the playoffs. The Devils are going to suck, and the Dolphins are awful. How are the Mets going to be next season?
They're probably going to be a 100-loss team.
Okay, so that's going to be a nightmare. That gets us to about fall of 2026. Is there any chance the Dolphins could be good next year? Like not this year, next year?
Nope. Chris Greer won't get fired, and it'll be even worse next year.
And how about the Devils? Can we rebuild by 2026?
Nope. They're going to tear it down and try to move to Quebec.
So you're basically gearing up to be in a bad mood for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that sucks. Because I don't know if you know this, Frank. You got under 300 pounds. You had a walk with Coach Mike Vrabel, who randomly reached out to me this week to get your number to text you and congratulate you on getting another big weigh-in this week because he's a legend.
Mike Vrabel's making it hard to root against the Patriots.
He's the best. The best. Took time out in the middle of the day, out of nowhere. Said, "Hey, can I get Frank's number?" And just congratulate.
Mike Vrabel makes the Patriots kind of likable.
You did a walk with Eli Manning with our best friend Stu Finer. You caught a pass from Eli Manning and started running down a football field, which I don't think you'd ever done in your life, and I don't think you thought 5 years ago would ever have been possible. But we're going to be in a bad mood every day because of these three teams. I need you to think about this, Frank. Will you think about this?
That's just how my brain is wired.
I need you. That's not a valid excuse, brother. And for the record, I'm asking you to enjoy life because you have a good one. I'm not asking you to do an army crawl through glass, you know?
It's just so fucking frustrating.
I agree.
I mean, to watch a team that literally have like no fucking heart, just pit, and I'm tired of hearing Juan Soto's got the highest WXOBA in baseball. That means absolutely fucking nothing. I look at Juan Soto and I hear 176 with runners in scoring position. That is a terrible season. He has been a terrible bust. He is a terrible player, and he's going to be a terrible burden for 14 years because he is very overrated.
I predict Soto gets hot before the end of the year. I predict that the Mets turn it around. They'll be very close to the Phillies. I don't know if they'll win the division, but I think they're going to make the playoffs. And I think all of this energy is wasted energy. During the game, When you're watching, getting angry, very reasonable. After the game, you need to get it out, very reasonable. All day, every day, batshit insane. But you know that. I've told you that. That's not breaking news. You want to do some Ask the Tank?
Yep. We're not as fully wired this week as you can tell.
Well, we're missing Mikey Betts. It's
Yeah.
a tripod. What's a tripod without one of its 3 legs? It's a fucking crash.
Well,
That's
we're putting books under the other end of the other tripod.
No, we're just crippled. Right? Without Mikey Betts, we are crippled. We need Mikey Betts.
We're leaning it against.
I miss Mikey Betts. I love Mikey Betts.
We're leaning it against. Well, yeah, it's not as good. It's not as sharp.
Yeah, exactly. Correct. Shout out Mikey Betts. I really do hope he feels better. All right, guys. Any questions for Ask the Tank? When is Tank Cooks happening at the Beach House? /Frank, have you seen any of the clips from the Beach House last night? It was night 1. And,
I've heard of it. I haven't seen that. I've seen a few clips here and there. Basically, it's the Nicky Smoke show.
Are you planning to go do a Tank's Cooks and potentially light the house on fire? And whoever's got the insurance, congratulations.
I'm ready. Anytime. I'll even bring down a. They don't have. They may not even have a gas grill. I might bring charcoal. Lighter fluid. Lighter fluid.
Yeah, you're definitely
charcoal.
You're definitely going to be invited.
Fire.
What you got to do too is pack Stu in the trunk. So you'd be like, oh, get the cooler out of the trunk, have someone open that, and he'll pop out. Frank, I'll put the questions up on the screen. So
we gotta try to get down there one day next week.
Florida
Nightmare.
No, I'm putting questions up here.
Oh, okay. But read Florida Nightmare.
I'll go through them. If there's one that you like, just tell me.
When they have Paul Blackburn bobblehead night, will his bobblehead be in a trash bag? Yes, it will be. We got Theismann, the McCourty twins, Brian Urlacher. Just to name a few.
Yeah, that's good.
The Dolphins cornerback room. It's probably about the same as the customer service at United. Vacant and not there.
They want to replace me, Frank.
Well, that's dumb.
Thanks. It's a good question.
Senga has sucked lately. So I'm predicting Brewers 11, Mets 1.
And I'll answer the other part. Frank was lucky enough to throw first pitch at the Brewers Stadium last year, and our guy Izzy and the whole team there were so nice, and it's an awesome ballpark, awesome atmosphere. Anybody in the area, highly recommend it.
Well, it was great meeting Larry Zonka. For 80 years old, he's in good shape. He's in good shape. I tell you, but his body's. He walks with a cane now. You can definitely tell the years have taken a toll, especially all the pounding he took on in the football field. I mean, he looks very good for 80. I just can't really wrap my mind around him being 80 yet.
You ever think you'd meet him? That must have been pretty cool.
That was great meeting him.
Shout out Mikey Betts.
I mean, if I could ever, he's probably the player most from that one of the top players I would wish I could have seen play, because he was a battering ram. He ran over people. He was crazy. He won Super Bowls for the Dolphins. Dan Marino, I would say, is the greatest Dolphin of all time. I would say that Larry Zonka is the second greatest Dolphin of all time.
New question up.
I don't even want to think about the dozen right now.
Okay, so I guess that answers the question.
They're not going to the World Series or anything, but you can laugh at the Yankees as you make the playoffs and they don't.
Fair.
I don't know what the Twins are doing at the deadline. I mean, eventually they have to rebuild. and they should be looking to trade Buxton and Ryan. No,
Really? You don't know any songs from the Backstreet Boys?
I don't know the difference between Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, to say the truth.
I think they'll take. I don't think they're going to be upset if you mix those two up.
But nah.
You are my fire. You got the body armor up?
Yeah, they I got like a hotel cart, and the elevators basically is this. If the elevator's stopped on your floor, you can get in and push a button, and you have to close the door and it goes up. But there's no recall to the elevator, and the doors don't close automatically. The mayor of Belleville can't help but United. That's going to take someone bigger, and which it's pathetic that customer service has gotten that bad. I like Oracle in San Francisco. Trying to get out the ballpark tour. Maybe Coors Field will come out next week.
Frank, I have a question to go off of Buckin, who's a real member of Tank's Army. Both card content, but I've also noticed Gruden, and shout out to Jake, who works closely with him and runs the show, I feel like, online. He's been doing immaculate grids. And unfortunately, I'm not as technically skilled as he is, so I've never even thought of, much less tried to set yours up on the screen. But I feel like you guys should have a little head-to-head. Maybe he gets football, you get baseball. And we
I'd like that. I'd like that.
Lower overall.
I got to say, I was a little disappointed by him in football.
I'm sure no one will clip that. Shout out Coach Gruden.
I mean,
who calls Frank a professional bitcher to his face. Love Coach Gruden.
I thought John Gruden would have numbers like me in baseball. Just being able to name the most obscure players. And he didn't really go for that. He went for just everyday players that people would know. And I go for the most obscure players. Like today, you know what? I could let me see. Hold on. Immaculate grid. Today's immaculate grid.
You already did it today?
I do it when I am doing my morning constitutional.
Thank you for that. 6. Good, not great. Under 10. No black and white photos. That's rare.
Yeah, they all pretty much played in the 80s. Bill Stoneman played in the 70s. But most of these guys played in the 80s.
That's good. You actually did a really good job of displaying that. That was the best display of anything you've ever tried to show the camera. All your card opening, everything I've ever seen. Let me try to find a couple more good ones because we're already over 45. And I got that call coming up. I like this. So imagine if you're like, all right, so the episode started. How do you start with Babe Ruth?
So, Babe, what is your favorite hot dog in this city?
Oh, my God. And what do you think he'd say? In his voice. In his voice.
Well, the only voice I know of him is I've heard some of his voices. The voice that always sticks in my head is the bad voice for him. His late in life voice.
All right. Well, we don't need to do that.
He had throat cancer.
Yeah.
He liked Papaya King. He lived in New Jersey. By the way, you know that golf course where Saquon held his event?
Yes.
Babe Ruth played there regularly.
Golf?
Yeah.
Huh. Was he good at golf?
What was that?
Was he good at golf? Bet he could hit the ball far.
He's probably fair at golf. He probably didn't suck.
Do you think you guys would have gotten along if you knew each other?
Probably. He's probably. I bet you he's been to Rutt's Hut. By the way, you know what's funny is we're getting close to what is it? What year is it?
You don't know what year it is? You really
No,
are.
it's
You're losing your mind completely.
77 years. He's been dead now. His anniversary's coming up next week.
Yep, I got it marked in my calendar. R.I.P. Babe Ruth. Think about him at least once a day.
But
anything else, Frankie?
nope. I guess that's it. Hopefully we have Mikey back next week.
I hope Mikey feels better. Love you. Miss you. Hopefully maybe talk to you at some point.
I mean, got to get back on full strength next week.
I hope you feel better, Mikey. There's more.
Well, let's get back to full strength.
I know, but there's a difference between wishing someone feels better and wishing they were back at full strength so you can put them to work. And it's
that's how I wish they feel better.
A very obvious difference.
No, it's not.
A little bit of decency, a little bit of dignity.
No, it's not.
Not too much to ask for. Not too much to ask for. What time did the Mets play tonight?
8:10.
I'm going to bed at
they'll be down.
8:09.
They'll be down.
8:09. I'll be asleep. Just so you know. All right. Have a great Friday, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
All right.
I miss Mikey's graphics too. Love you, Mikey.